Hi, friends. Welcome back to Dr. Thinkenshine's neighborhood. It's Judy Love Bowman. This is your premier channel for parents, teachers, and those who want the best for our kids. Do you feel like Zuckerberg? Well, that was our theme song, part of it. It's Zuckerberg by Pax Osa on the new album Foreign. It's out now on Tidal and all streaming platforms. If you have a birthday in your family this week, happy birthday from Dr. Thinkenshine and friends. Those of you who are in quarantine, God bless you, heaven smile upon you, and I'm just thankful the great work you're doing with your children and grandchildren. So Dr. Thinkenshine gives you a thumb up and a clap clap. We're going to put on our Governess Goggles today. And those of you just joining us for the first time know that the Governess Goggles are when the social scientist in Dr. Thinkenshine comes out and we take a look at things. There's no judgment, just observation, just looking and learning. Today we want to take a look at Teen Mom OG. First we look at Mackenzie and her husband Josh discuss the loss of her mother and how it's affecting their children. And as you remember, we discussed Papa's Casket in My Basket, which is one of the 20 books in the Dr. Thinkenshine series. It's about a little boy who lost his grandfather, and it teaches children about death and dying and eternal life. Also, there's a book in the Dr. Thinkenshine Goes to School series, the second series of 20 books, called My Feelings Matter. And I just want to preface this in saying, like I said, there's no judgment, just observations. We're looking and learning. There's no perfect parents, but what we can do is look at situations and learn so that when we teach our children or grandchildren or students that we'll have some perspective. First, I want to just say that Mackenzie thinks that her son Gannon has been acting differently since her mom, Angela, passed away. And she said that Jaxie, her daughter, talks to grandpa about it. And one thing, we can't compare children. Each of us is different. Even grown-ups are different. Proverbs 20:11 says even a child is known by their doing. So we all have our own personalities and characteristics. But Gannon went to a sleepover, and the mother of the boy who was hosting the sleepover brought Gannon home early one night around 11 p.m. because he wanted to come home. But when they're still dealing with grieving the loss of their grandmother, and they're also still dealing with the way their mother, Mackenzie, is dealing with her feelings about grieving. And we talked about that on a previous episode. And nobody knows how they're going to feel at death, in grieving. So there's no perfect prescription. These are just resources that we can use to help our children when they go through similar situations. But Mackenzie and Josh talked to Gannon about his feelings, and when Mackenzie asked Josh about crying, he said, "It wasn't me, it was someone else." And you have to take into account, Gannon didn't grow up on television. You know, Teen Mom OG brought them back in. So he's not as used to the camera as some of the other children on Teen Mom who grew up with the camera since birth. But Mackenzie told Gannon, "It was you, Gannon. Talk about your feelings. I don't understand why you can't talk about your feelings." And his feelings do matter. Feelings matter. Everybody doesn't want to talk about it on camera. Some people don't want to talk about it at all at that time. But anyway, Josh asked Gannon, "What happens when you spend the night at others' house? What do you feel?" Gannon said, "I don't know. I just feel weird and uncomfortable. There's this thing about me. Whenever I go to someone's house, I feel like something bad's going to happen. It's a thing." Number one, it's okay if they don't want to have sleepovers, not just during the pandemic, but they can play during the day, and then you go to your house and he goes to his house. So it's okay. If he's not comfortable with sleepovers, I'm not comfortable with sleepovers, period. Because you might trust, Reverend McLean used to tell me there's some things you don't even tell yourself. And you might trust or think you know the people where your child is staying, but you don't know who's in and out or what their rituals are or what's going on. So parents, be careful about letting your children have sleepovers. Gannon said, anyway, Mackenzie said, I'm sure it's hard for you. You can come to your dad or I, and it should have been your dad or me. And anybody can be a Monday morning quarterback. Sometimes my grammar isn't great. But she said, you can come to your dad or I if you need to talk about it. Sometimes it's good to say how you feel. Come here, Gannon. And she tried to hug him and embrace him. She said, you're so weird around me. You're so weird around me when she was trying to hug him. I carried you. I made you. And then Mackenzie rocked him like a baby, said, you're my little baby, and hugged him. He said, it's okay to hug. She said, it's okay to hug your mom. And then Gannon said, it'll make people think you're my girlfriend. And all three laughed. Because, at that young age, they're trying to decide, okay, this is my mom. There are different types of love. You can love 100 people 100 different ways. So I'm hugging you, but do I hug my mom? Is it like my girlfriend? And that's a good topic for discussion, too, at another time. Sometimes when the cameras are down, they can have their best discussions. Later, Mackenzie said to Josh, I don't want to push Gannon into sharing his feelings if he isn't ready, but I also don't want him to bottle his emotions, and the fact that his emotions about my mom's passing manifest as fear is making me nervous. And Josh said to Mackenzie, well, you put him on the spot. And it's true, as I said, these cameras are new to Gannon and Jaxie. And Mackenzie said something about anxiety, and Josh said, well, maybe we should take him to a doctor. And Mackenzie said, if we take him to a doctor, they'll put him on medication. When they put me on medication, it made me extremely crazy and suicidal, and I wrecked my car. And Josh said, well, he'll open up when he's ready. We'll just see what happens. And doctors are practicing medicine. I have the utmost respect for doctors. But sometimes people can spend 15 minutes with you or 10 minutes with you or 5 minutes with you and think you need a prescription. Sometimes children need stability and rituals and bedtimes and no red food coloring or no sugar or whatever it is, no processed foods, so you can try things. And I'm not saying that no child needs medication at any time, but pray about it before you do. Just put someone on medication. And even with medication, it's important to talk and pray. So I'm not my doctorate is in education and administration, planning, and social policy. And my master's are in divinity and education. I don't have a degree. I'm not a medical doctor, but I do love children, and I want the best for your children and all children. So just see what the Lord says about putting your kids on medication. But I'm just glad at least Josh and Mackenzie are trying to figure this thing out with Gannon. And also on Teen Mom OG, I'd like to send get well prayers out to Ryder, Cheyenne's daughter, who had a health challenge. And Cheyenne wears a Hampton University t-shirt. So I'd like to give a special shout out to her, who must have graduated from our home by the sea there. So she's a pretty girl. Cheyenne didn't tell Cory at the time Ryder was in the hospital because he was filming the MTV show Challenge. But she said that Ryder's glucose levels were near 60 when they were supposed to be in the 90s. And as I said, I'm not a medical doctor, but I just thank God that Ryder's doing a lot better. And what I want to do is say that I really love the way Cheyenne and Cory co-parent. Cheyenne made sure Ryder had such beautiful signs ready when her dad returned from the airport, welcoming him home. And Cory thanked Cheyenne. And I love the way they communicate. On an earlier episode, Cory apologized to Cheyenne about something. And it takes a big person to apologize. And on this one, he thanked Cheyenne. He said, you do it all. I don't tell you enough, but thank you. I appreciate you. Doing this co-parenting thing with you, you make it so easy on me. And Cheyenne said, well, we do a good job together. We do a good job together. And Cory said, you make it easy on me. I'm thankful. I think that's just great communication. It's good to be thankful. Cheyenne said, you should go away more often. I need these speeches. And in the Dr. Thinkenshine Goes to School series, there's a book called Lulu Says Thank You. I mean, it's good to say thank you. And that was so nice of Cory to show his appreciation to Cheyenne because encouragement builds confidence. And if you keep encouraging someone, they have the confidence to keep doing well. So if Cory had to go off and shoot a movie later on, he knows he can count on Cheyenne to hold it down. So kudos to them for great teen parenting. I'm just happy about that. I'm thankful for that. So we're going to end this episode here. And I want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give me a thumbs down. And you can get the Dr. Thinkenshine series or the Dr. Thinkenshine Goes to School series on Amazon. And you can download it if you get the Kindle version. That way you don't have to go to a mailbox or touch any packages. If you get the Kindle version, you can download, you can get a free Kindle download. So you don't have to actually have a Kindle reader. So get your series of the Dr. Thinkenshine series and the Dr. Thinkenshine Goes to School series and let me know what you think. And also, we would like for you to get the album, the foreign album, where Pax Oso is singing the Dr. Thinkenshine theme song, Zuckerberg, and we'll go out on that. Zuckerberg by Pax Osa is on the new album, Foreign. Foreign, and the first album is spelled with a F for foreign. The second album is spelled with a 7 for foreign by Pax Osa, Paxosa. Pax Osa. It's on Tidal and all streaming platforms. Until next time, God bless you and heaven smile upon you. Boost from Dr. Thinkenshine and friends, and we're going to go out on Zuckerberg by Pax Osa, our theme song.
An entrepreneurial culture thrives when it is easy to try lots of new ideas. Facebook wasn't the first thing I built. I also built chat systems and games, study tools and music players, and I'm not alone. J.K. Rowling got rejected 12 times before she finally wrote and published Harry Potter.
I'd rather read. I'd rather read. I'd rather be a nerd. I feel like Zuckerberg. Boost.